Good morning, everyone. I'm Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez from the 7th District, and I want to thank you all for joining me today. I am joined today by members of our citywide youth council, the Olivia Mitchell Youth Council, which I established just last year. I'm joined by Superintendent Carvalho, Capri Maddox, and our Executive Director of the Youth Development Department, Lisa Salazar. I stand before you today because of a moment that sparked my activism and interest to be a leader of change at City Hall. 30 years ago, watching a black man be assaulted at the hands of LAPD and the ensuing riots transformed my life forever. I was 18 years old, a senior at San Fernando High School, but I knew in that moment that I needed to be part of the change. Fast forward 30 years later, I'm now in this moment as we, as a city, grapple with yet another crisis. The exposure of what has historically divided so many of communities of color. And it's based on the false premise that there isn't an opportunity for us to share power in communities. And before you today are young people that represent a cross-section from the city of Los Angeles that are equally committed to using their voice and their activism to lead change here in the city. Change that is representative of the voices of everyone in this city. And it's for that reason that I've convened our LA City Youth Council, the Olivia Mitchell Youth Council, our Superintendent Carvalho for LA Unified, Capri Maddox, our Executive Director of the Civil and Human Rights and Equity Department, so that we can build a bridge going forward that will help to engage the youth from across this city and begin the work that will begin to tear down those historic divisive attitudes. We will be first beginning with a virtual session of the Youth Council that will allow young people on October 27th to provide not just a space for them to communicate and express what their frustrations are, but an opportunity to marry some of the lessons and teachings based on implicit bias trainings and other resources and tools that we can impart to the young people across this city so that we can help begin the process of healing, uniting our communities, and moving our city forward. And so at the conclusion of this work, the Youth Council will be preparing some reports that will help us as a City Council begin the much deeper work and the sustained work that is needed to assure that not only do we have greater transparency, but we have better understanding and community building across every part of Los Angeles, regardless of what zip code you live in. And so it's with that I'd like to, at this time, introduce to you a member of our Olivia Mitchell Youth Council, Miriam Torres Sanchez, who is the selected representative for the 1st Councilmanic District that was previously or is currently represented by Councilmember Gil Cedillo. Miriam.
Thank you for being here today. Muchas gracias. Buenos días. Hola, mi nombre es Miriam Torres Sánchez y soy miembro del Consejo Juvenil de la Ciudad de Los Ángeles, Olivia Mitchell, que representa el Distrito 1 del Consejo, así como residente de Highland Park, que se encuentra dentro de los límites de los concejales de la ciudad Cedillo y de León. Yo mismo y todos nosotros estamos consternados y profundamente decepcionados por los comentarios inapropiados antirracistas y antiindígenas hechos por un grupo de concejales y líderes de la ciudad de Los Ángeles. Hemos votado unánimamente para pedir a los involucrados que renuncien a su cargo inmediatamente, para pedir que nuestra ciudad se recupere y elige un liderazgo que sea representativo de los valores que sostienen nuestro consejo. La juventud de Los Ángeles imagina una ciudad llena de diversidad cultural y no defendemos las opiniones expresadas por estas personas. Deberíamos trabajar para empoderarnos unos a otros en lugar de continuar con el legado de privación de derechos de las comunidades de color y de indígenas. Este continuo abuso de poder sirve para explotar y perpetuar el racismo sistémico en lugar de superarlo. El abuso de poder con respecto al proceso de redistribución de distritos al proceso de la ciudad es profundamente decepcionante y demuestra una clara intención de romper el poder de la comunidad. Para poder avanzar como ciudad tenemos mucho trabajo por hacer. Las renuncias de los miembros involucrados no serán suficientes, pero son un primer paso necesario en el proceso de sanación de todos los angelinos en Los Ángeles. El Consejo de la Juventud planea realizar sesiones de escucha en cada distrito por su respectivo representante de la juventud del distrito de la ciudad. Estas sesiones serán una oportunidad para escuchar y interactuar con los jóvenes afectados y molestos por esta situación. A medida que atravesamos la sanación comunitaria, nos comprometemos a explorar más oportunidades para involucrarnos con los jóvenes de toda la ciudad, para encontrar soluciones para prevenir la discriminación continua en nuestra ciudad de Los Ángeles. Y deseamos que los jóvenes angelinos de toda la ciudad miren hacia adelante con esperanza en lugar de con miedo. Al finalizar el turno de ponentes, el Consejo de la Juventud serán abiertos a responder preguntas. Gracias.
Thank you, Miriam. And now I'd like to invite Luke Gialanella from Council District 11, which is the member that was selected for Councilmember Mike Bonin's district.
Hello, my name is Luke Gialanella, and I'm a member of the Olivia Mitchell Los Angeles City Youth Council representing Council District 11, the district of Councilman Mike Bonin. Myself, my colleague from District 11, and all of us are appalled and deeply disappointed at the dehumanizing, anti-Black, and anti-Indigenous remarks made by a group of Los Angeles City Council members and city leaders. We have voted unanimously to call on those involved to resign from office immediately in order to allow our city to heal and elect leadership that is representative of the values our council holds. The youth of Los Angeles envision a city that rejoices in cultural diversity, and we do not stand for the views expressed by these individuals. We should work to empower one another instead of continuing the legacy of disenfranchisement of communities of color. This ongoing abuse of power serves to exploit and perpetuate systemic racism rather than overcome it. The abuse of power with regards to the city's redistricting process is deeply disappointing and demonstrates a clear intent of breaking up community power. In order to move forward as a city, we have a lot of work to do. The resignations of the members involved will not be enough, but they are a necessary first step in the healing process for all Angelinos in Los Angeles. The Youth Council plans to hold listening sessions held in each district by their representative city district youth representatives. These sessions will be an opportunity for young people to listen to and engage with those affected and those upset by the situation. As we traverse community healing, we commit to exploring more opportunities to engage with young people citywide, to find solutions to prevent ongoing discrimination in our city of Los Angeles. And we wish for young Angelinos across the city to look forward with hope rather than with fear. At the end of the roll of speakers, all of the Youth Council will be open to answering more questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. And again, as we find ourselves in this inflection point where we know we have a great deal of work to do, the youth of our city are going to be part of the powerful force that will help us transcend and cross over from what has historically divided so many communities. And what was discussed, it was on just a horrific display based on the comments of my colleagues. And with that, I want to invite our superintendent, Alberto Carvalho, to join, and I want to thank him for joining us in this moment, because the work of leading our youth in this moment is going to be critical for how we move and heal our city going forward. Mr. Carvalho.
Good morning, and thank you very much, Councilwoman Rodriguez, for your leadership and your courage in bringing to the forefront the important voice of the youth of Los Angeles. In times of injustice and racism and misogyny, silence is never the answer. And in fact, those who embrace silence are condemning themselves to supporting its consequences. Embracing silence during times of tyranny, injustice, or racism, systemic or not, is becoming an accomplice to its existence and its expansion. That is why today is an important day. I've been in LA about 7-8 months. I've never seen an event where there are literally 17 to 18 cameras, which means when we stand for something right and something strong, when we bring with us the powerful voice of our youth, the community responds and the community shows up, steps up, and speaks up. And that is why this moment is so crucially important at this point in our collective history. Is that in the face of adversity, in the face of racism, in the face of insensitivity, and an attack to the fiber and the fabric of our community and its beautiful diversity, the community does not go silent. The community rises up and shouts that that shall not be accepted. And that is why in the steps of City Hall today we're taking a stand, we're taking a position, unifying our voice to the voices of students, embracing a listening tour throughout our community to really understand those issues that continue to divide who we are, the development of a sensitive curriculum that will bring unity across all sectors of Los Angeles, and ensuring that the voice of our youth leaders is not ignored. It is sad and disturbing that in the 21st century there are still those who embrace erroneous, punitive, hurtful positions that were accepted 2 centuries ago. We have conquered a lot, but there's so much more to do. And I, as superintendent of LAUSD, stand shoulder to shoulder, eye to eye, heart to heart, hand to hand with this councilwoman, with our students, and to the majority of the people in our community who absolutely reject the positions of racism, of bigotry, of insensitivity, of misogyny that in such a pervasive way have invaded our way of life recently. So silence is not an option. Those who embrace it are embracing a position that is tantamount to complicity. So let me thank once again Councilwoman Rodriguez, the staff and the leaders with LA Civil Rights, but most importantly, the student leaders, the youth of our community, who have stood up, spoken up, and shown up for that which is right, righteous, and rightful. Me siento muy honrado de estar aquí con ustedes hoy para unir mi voz a la voz de la juventud de nuestra comunidad y la posición de la señora Rodríguez. No podemos aceptar posiciones racistas, posiciones que no tienen un lugar en nuestra comunidad de hoy aquí en Los Ángeles. Y por eso la voz unida de la juventud de Los Ángeles, de los líderes comunitarios, es tan importante, porque estamos declarando de una forma muy alta, muy fuerte, que la unidad de nuestra comunidad no puede ser impactada por la voz de una minoría racista. Hoy es un día muy importante, porque estamos demostrando a todos que unidos vamos a demostrar que una comunidad diversa, una comunidad unida, es una comunidad fuerte. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Superintendent Carvalho. It's really, I appreciate you very much for being here today. And now I'd like to invite a woman who really doesn't need much introduction, because her work in helping to unite our communities, whether it's through our budgetary process to ensuring equity in this city, is someone that I deeply respect and admire, who has led in many difficult moments, but whose work is most important now than in any other time in our city's history, and that is our General Manager of the Civil and Human Rights and Equity Department, Ms. Capri Maddox.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez. Special thanks to Superintendent Carvalho and General Manager Lisa Salazar and our Youth Council. I am so proud to be here with our young people. It's a true honor to be here with our young leaders. The future of our city is now. After everything we've heard and all of the things we can't unhear, it is important to stand with the youth. Hate is hate is hate. When people come for one of us, they are coming for all of us. And as the council people, as the council member said, the young people behind me are a part of the solution. They are leading these listening sessions. This was their idea, and all of our young people in this city can look to them as the leaders of our city, even during this crisis. At LA Civil Rights, you should know that we believe that Los Angeles is everyone. Therefore, we stand against hate. We stand against racism. And when people come for you, we stand with you. And I am excited that we have the opportunity to see this multicultural city grow and blossom. This is a beautiful mosaic. And Los Angeles is better than the things we heard on those tapes. And our students that are standing behind me are going to make a better Los Angeles for all. This is their time to lead, and they want their voices to be heard. It is important to know that starting next Thursday, the Youth Council, in partnership with Councilmember Rodriguez, the Youth Development Department led by Lisa Salazar, and the LA Civil Rights Department will be hosting these listening sessions. And I am proud that we will have two extraordinary leaders of our department leading these efforts. We are joined today by Sheldon Cruz and Francisco Ortega that will be joining the students to lift this work for a better Los Angeles. And these listening sessions will happen all over Los Angeles, and the registration details will be available soon. I think it's important to remind our young people that this is their chance to create a better Los Angeles, to make your voice heard. This is your time to lead, and I want to encourage you as you stand up, young folks, to keep the faith and keep the fight for a better Los Angeles. Thank you.
Thank you, Capri. And it's with that I'd like to invite our final speaker for our program this morning, and that is Ms. Lisa Salazar, who is leading our Youth Development Department.
Good morning, and thank you, Councilwoman Rodriguez, for your continued leadership and dedication to elevating the voices of young people across Los Angeles. Over the past year, it's been my great pleasure to oversee the establishment of one of the newest departments in the city of LA, the Youth Development Department, that is solely dedicated to the improvement and development of young people. During this time, I've overseen the recruitment of the LA Youth Council, 30 young, civically minded Angelenos who have taken on the task of helping to improve the quality of life for young people throughout this city. This is work that cannot be done in silos. This is work that is done in partnership. So I'm so glad to have Superintendent Carvalho here with us today from LA Unified, who works with us day in and day out in partnership, and with my good friend Capri Maddox from the LA Civil Rights Department, who was first to step up and say, how can we help? How can we work with our young people here in Los Angeles? The LA City Youth Council is the city's next generation of leaders, and this experience has proven just how important it is to prepare the leaders of tomorrow to transcend the issues that divide our city today. I know that they will put their hearts and their souls into engaging young people throughout the city. With the upcoming listening sessions and through their dedication, we will allow young people in the city to begin the healing that all Angelenos deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. And just to remind everyone about the effective and powerfulness of youth voices. It's been the youth of this country that have led the fights for gun reform. It has been the youth of this country that helped to uplift and make governance accountable to what immediately is confronting all of us. I believe it's in this moment that we will continue to see the example and the leadership of young people that will not only bring us together during this very dark time, but will be the way forward to us destroying forever what has historically divided so many of our communities and was revealed in those tapes. It is unacceptable. We must all renounce it and make sure that we have a path forward for the people of Los Angeles. And it starts now, and it starts here with the young people of our city.